Arsenal 2, Liverpool 2, it finished at the Emirates yesterday, so let's go through some of the key takeaways from that game. I think first things first, we've got to start with, as Arne Slot said, this was probably the first time this season that we've been second best in a game. I think overall it was a pretty even game, and I think a draw was a fair result. Arsenal dominating the majority of the first half, we dominated the majority of the second. Both sides kind of having spells in the game where they were dominant, but overall I would say that they probably shaded the chances, and yeah, just generally with the momentum they had in that kind of middle phase of the game with the crowd really behind them, it did feel like it was going to be very difficult to get something out. We were potentially aided, I'd say, by the injuries to Gabriel, and then later on Timber as well. Just gave us that boost of, all right, maybe luck's on our side today to go grab something, and we managed to convert one of our chances finally in the end. This was also actually the first time in the Arne Slot era that we've been behind at halftime in the game, so it's really good to see us grind out a result, and in particular in a game that we weren't at our best and away to one of the teams that will be up in a title race against this season. So to take a point away to your rivals, always big. It's not something you want to accept if you've got that kind of elite mentality, but it's something you can settle for. In terms of big talking points around the game's key decisions, I think there weren't too many huge ones. Obviously, there's a really long VAR check on Arsenal's second goal, but that was a pretty obvious onside. This here, however, is probably the big talking point of the game. Now, in principle, Havertz has jumped over the back of Szoboszlai, so it's one of those ones where you can see why the foul is given. It's a little bit soft. And then obviously you can see why they can't allow the goal to stand, because the ref blows his whistle shortly after this. Then the process of Havertz chipping it over Keller, deflecting off the post, and the goal being scored. So Liverpool's defence at that point have stopped to the whistle, so you can't allow it. But the problem here stems from the referee. Either you blow that whistle immediately because you're sure of the foul, or in his case, he's taken it out, he's hesitated. Once you hesitate, you're not sure, let play continue. You can't then blow it a moment later when Havertz is going through on goal after a tussle with Konate, because at that point now we don't know how that situation is going to play out fully, because Liverpool's defenders stop. If that whistle isn't blown, obviously they all engage a bit more. Only Trent really went for it, so he's ruined an opportunity, a goal-scoring opportunity for Arsenal there. And so I understand the frustration for Arsenal fans. I would be too if that happened to Liverpool. The only thing is, I don't think we can go quite as far as saying Arsenal were robbed, because, yeah, like I say, in the words of Kanye, I guess we'll never know. As for player performances, I think generally we were a bit subpar. As obvious, we could have done more in that performance to really take it to them. But yeah, the midfield battle was one area we struggled in the first half. Quick tweak from Slot at halftime, get Jones deeper, get Maka further forward, really helped with that. But the fullbacks today, yesterday rather, had a really off day. Trent passing was sloppy, really poor for most of the game. Defensively as well, maybe not as engaged as he could have been, but he then produces a couple of moments of brilliance. His corner is obviously flicked on by Diaz for their first goal, and then again, brilliant ball for Nunez to get our second goal started. So 2 pre-assists for him, and he's able to produce those moments despite being underwhelming on the whole. Robertson on the other side, man, he got absolutely cooked by Saka, and it's, Carroll once said, leave the football before the football leaves you. I'm hoping it's not quite getting to that level for Robbo yet, but at this stage, yeah, Tsimikas, Gomez, these are 2 guys who've surely got to start getting some more minutes to compete with him and, just get him to up his game a little bit, because he has been a bit off it this season. More positively though, Mohamed Salah in an appearance against one of the big 6, you already know he's turning up. 56 goals now and 81 appearances in those. He also missed the opportunity, if he had got an assist, to overtake TT on the list of all-time assists in the Premier League, but yeah, he gets another brilliantly taken finish. Of course, I think most of the work done in the build-up for him by Trent and Nunez, but still brilliantly cutting in with that run just to get himself in the right place for that cutback, and finishes so well. So he just turns up again, and this is seriously impressive, man. He's on a list up against other elite strikers here. Then hey, Salah, if you want to score 4 goals against City at Anfield on December the 1st to break it, I wouldn't mind. Final thoughts are that obviously Arsenal's injury situation was really bigged up ahead of this game, but Saka and Timber started while Saliba missed out through suspension, his own fault. Odegaard, Calafiori injuries, obviously bad for them, but we had Jota out, we had Alisson out, we had some rotational players like Chiesa and Elliott missing as well. So listen, it was more in the game, to be fair. Gabriel off around 55, 56 minutes. Timber off around 75 or so minutes. That's where I was really a bit disappointed that we didn't take the initiative a bit more to really apply pressure further and try and steal that win off them. But in the end of the day, it's a point at the Emirates. It's not the worst place to take a point, and hopefully we still move from here. We still push this title race all the way to the end of the season.